Hi guys, so today's Tuesday, June 12th, and yesterday the meeting with Kim Jong happened, Kim Jong and Trump, and I had done a reading that said it was not going to happen, or that I still see the images that it was like Trump was like not there anymore, or that it was like on his, like something about his imagination, like he was imagining things, and that no, there's something there where I just feel the whole thing was false. Okay, whatever it is, it's not. Maybe I don't know, I have to look at it again. Maybe it feels like the whole thing was pre. I still my logic. I just feel like the whole thing was theater. I haven't watched about like anything about it because I just feel like it's so fake. There's something so fake there. It feels like Trump was just hired as an actor. Okay, and he is doing it as he's told. And this was a humiliating exercise. Okay, for the U.S. and that's that. Okay, so I still, I remember I did this a reading a while back about this, and it showed that it was orchestrated by Putin, I think. But let's see. I'm just gonna do something quick. So what happened in North Korea? Okay, North Korea, because I feel like the whole thing with Kim is just like theater. Okay, like I said, he's not. There's no reason why the U.S. should be doing this other than to weaken the allies and make fun of the whole thing, okay? Because obviously North Korea has nothing, has gave the US nothing in return. Okay, so the only reason for that must have been some sort of blackmail, okay? Or like it can't be, nobody is that dumb. Nobody is going to be that dumb unless Putin has something very hardcore on him. And I'm trying to think here. Yeah, I just feel like Trump was not in, this is because the image I get was like a man in a room, like kind of like in a room, like a conference room, like this, like on a daze or like not aware of what was going on, kind of thing like that. Like, it's not to say that he's crazy in that way, but it's more like he's an actor, okay? He's kind of like turned up. Sense is like not that he was. I've always he's an actor in a way, but I almost feel like in this case he really was an actor. You know what I mean? He was just like doing what he was told because there's no meaning. Like it's destructive. It's terrible. This whole thing. Okay, so let's see what happened in North Korea. Well, not just what happened in North Korea, but what is the meaning of like what happened behind the scenes here? What happened behind the scenes in North Korea? What was the point of this theater of this meeting? Because I guess what I meant or what I felt was that the meeting itself wasn't the sense of like, oh, let's have something to discuss, let's have a meeting. It's like let's create a play where I act like I'm having a meeting and we're talking about something that matters. That's what it feels like. Okay, it was like propaganda. That's it. So tell us the story about the background of this meeting. Okay. All right. Okay, now we're here. One sec. Let's see. Okay. Okay, guys. This is a little. Okay, so I'm just trying to organize this so that you can see here. Interesting. I think this is like this card comes up sometimes. I do think it could be a like this. It's like a little leader that has kind of manipulative or like this this thing now. I think it shows me that this is it's manipulated. Okay. Okay. So here we see something related to women upside like some issues with women, and then the plans. What are the plans? The plan is the tower upside down, meaning turning the world upside down. Accepted an offer because of bad news, okay? And what are the bad news? This is the card of Mueller, new beginning. So And here it shows that there's gonna be an upsetting amount of news, okay? That there's going to discuss to show this is a new beginning, and what do we have here because of Mueller? So I think he wanted to, I don't want to say reset the clock, but it really is a kind of like like a propaganda kind of thing, okay? I don't think, or that he wanted a new beginning because of Mueller, but I think Mueller is the last card, so Mueller wins, okay? Ultimately. So tell us, what is the behind the scenes reason for the North Korea thing? What happened there? And as I'm shuffling the cards, guys, I'm getting like, we'll see if it's, when I close my eyes, but I see this image of Putin, like, sort of like we need to give him some sort of some good news or whatever, quote unquote. So this was a way to do something like that. But I feel like the whole thing is also about very much about like, giving the middle finger to the Europeans, okay, to say, look, we're gonna create a theater that changes the focus from your meeting to the North Korea thing, okay? So I'm gonna lower this again. Interesting network, okay. Change in network. Here, conversation network. Okay, sorry. Here, okay. Oh, look, guilty. Yeah, new beginning, foreign power. Changing the network of foreign powers. Okay, this makes sense. An ending here, okay. Ending because the women, ending. Here, the man, okay. Ending of change of the man. Let's see who this man is here. How? Yeah, the man in the White House. I think this is Trump. So an ending to the change. An ending to ending, or negative. Okay, an ending to the progress in the White House. Okay, interesting. Here is something important. Gift. Important connection to the foreign power through a gift. Okay, so the men in the White House wanted to turn the world upside down, and there's negative. Okay, there's negative message about his guilt because money was tracked down here. Okay, let's see here. Money was tracked down, and here's Mueller. So ending of the ending of the conversation is important. So they maybe, I think it's like an opportunity to change the subject. Okay, to change the subject and try to shift the power to the other alliance, to try to like take the power away from Europe. Okay, so tell us about this North Korea meeting. Change, yeah, interesting. Okay, so big hope, big water. Journey. Prison, okay. Gloomy thoughts. Okay, interesting. So I feel like, guys, okay, I'm just gonna let me just put these cards out, okay? Wow, this is like, it's interesting because here we have the gifts in the same position. So essentially, okay, we have the meetings, hope for an alliance, okay? Meetings abroad or with a foreign power related to Trump or with Trump. The hope for a change in order to deal with the gloomy thoughts, okay? The worries that he knows something's coming. And the connection here has to do with will lead to prison because of the gifts. And I just wanted to show you guys here, Mueller and the gifts together here. Three cards, two cards that relate to gifts. So the money has been tracked, okay? Some sort of money here, and he knows and he's worried, okay? So there's here a hope for a change to the mood, okay? But at the same time, the foreign connection will lead to prison, right? It is something shady or something that will connect Trump's guilt. So there's not much of the truth here, guys. What it looks like is that there's not much of a way out for Trump at this point, okay? And he was hoping that this was going to create an alliance that would strengthen him. And also, guys, I'm getting the sense here too. Okay, now I'm understanding a little bit from the psyche. Obviously, they were able to manipulate him, but I think in a sense, I see like when he sees the threat of the Mueller investigation, he admires. It sounds crazy to say this, guy. Actually, it sounds crazy to say this because like basically, it looks like he's like, oh look, Kim doesn't let people do this to him. He just kills them or whatever. So he's like, if I connect with these dictators, I could stop the investigation. That's like literally, guys. That's how he sees. Okay, can you believe that? It's not crazy. So, but I don't think. I think it's more than that. Okay, I think he can think It's like he has the mental ability of a 5-year old. Okay, in the sense that like he cares, like he's like okay, uncovering of some the ego stuff, the truth about him. Okay, so meetings is coming up, la conversazione, money. Okay, I think he got some money on the side in order to, as a means to get it. Okay, look, there's a man here, applaud the sacerdote the law. So again, guys, it's saying that there's some money that was found about him. Look, whoever he was loyal to for a long time is the foreign power, I think. Essentially, Mueller, again, this is a card of the law, okay? The sacerdote, in the sense of, it doesn't necessarily mean the priest, it means also law, okay, in the Sibylla. So here, loss, moving on from a loss, he sees this as a solution, okay? Conversation is possibly a solution. Oh, look, disgrazia coming for him. And this is with the wrong strategy. So I feel, guys, right now, the money is right on top of him. So there's financial losses for him in disgrace. Disgrace relates to the fact that he's a fake person, like it's a facade. And everybody he's been connected to his whole life. So what he thought was a strategy against Mueller to do this, or as a means to create something else, will turn out to be a mistake. Okay, he can't escape it. Okay, so let's see here. What's behind this whole thing? Okay, so tell me what's behind this. Yeah, it's an image of Trump like opening up, picking up your pockets and pulling them out of your pants. There's nothing there. He has no money. And there's a chain tied to the pocket that was brought out. Okay, the chain's like they own him because of the money. Okay, so it's like showing Putin very mad. He's like, you've made a mistake. How could you do this? So now you have to do this for me. You have to go to this meeting. You just go there. You have to. It's like he's telling him you have to go. Yeah, guys, I feel like Putin, in the end, he's like the winner here because in the startup world, I guess you have this term called scrappy. It's the person. It's like this idea that the person who doesn't have money, who is like supposedly it's like a starter position or something, has the ability to move faster. So in a way, it's a little bit like Putin. He, with the little money that he had compared to, in terms of his country being relatively poor, he got a lot done and he organized with China. I do believe this is true. for like there's like a new alliance in the world, and he wants Trump to him is like a toy. Okay, he doesn't really respect him. He doesn't care. He's just like, oh, go do this. Bye. Okay. So yeah, strange, right? Um, I don't know, guys. Yeah. So I'm trying to think. Yeah. So I just feel like, and I'm seeing Trump like kind of like already similar to what I had seen before. Just like he's kind of like, oh, like out of it already, and like kind of like not, he's not connecting. His aides know that he is like incapacitated, and I feel, guys, the whole thing is like he's kind of like he's checked out. Okay, that's what I feel like. He's checked out, and I think there people are. I mean, not that I don't think that he's an innocent person, but I feel like there's an element where they kind of want to take advantage of him in a way, and like he's like very gullible person. Like at this stage anyway, as long as you like dangle money in front of him, he'll do whatever. So, but I just feel like what is the example here? What is that like? So, guys, I don't want to be like I don't want to be like to minimize what I'm going to say, but I'm trying to think of an example because it's a little bit like by the time things fall apart, it's because the insides have already broken. Okay, so what I'm imagining now is and I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say, okay, I know some people this could be controversial, but I was in New York when 9/11 happened, and I remember when I looked up, I saw the planes hitting the tower, the second one, and it was like, oh, you're like, I saw the first one and went to the roof. I wasn't living in Manhattan at the time, but you saw the plane hit the roof, and you're like, oh my God. And then eventually the building collapsed. But the building collapsed when the structure was already destroyed. Okay, it was already shaking. So it's kind of like reminds me of that a little bit. Like when by the time Trump, like, because it's funny, and this is the image, right? The building is burning down, and but I think 9/11 wasn't just burning down; it was more. It was like the impact. But I think it's also the sense of like by the time the building's falling apart, it's because the whole inside has been compromised. The whole thing is just right. It's like falling. It's not a slow thing because obviously 9/11 happened very fast, but in the sense of like Trump, it's like I feel like he's already checked out and like the process is already in motion for him. This is what I think for him to leave, even energetically, and I think he's just going through the motions. And I think Mueller is very, very well underway. Even though it's funny, the weird thing is that we're living in this limbo moment, okay, where we can't tell what is really happening, right? So yeah, that's what I think. Okay, so in a way, I feel like the thing that I saw before, where this wasn't happening, it's like he's checked out. Maybe that's what it was. It's like he's a pawn in the game. Okay, so I'm gonna just quickly go over the cards here. Okay, so the women stuff upside down. It's like the heart creates an ending for Trump. So there's meetings to try to move on from the loss. Okay, try to like recover from this loss, potential loss. This is making plans to create changes so that changes. This is not this in this case. I don't think it's about hope in terms of the blue wave. It's about them. Like, oh, let's hope that something could change. So they hold these meetings, the conversation, right, as a means to try to change the subject. Then we have turning the world upside down, right? Changing the world order with Trump in the White House. There's a deal. They feel like this deal is the answer. The authority is the answer, the solution. And then there's an offer here for a conversation from a foreign country. And there's money on the table, guys. I feel like, look, there's money on the table. And then we have the puppet king. the network, changing the network, and showing the true colors of Trump. Okay. And then we have here negative, like some maybe tough messages or negative messages related to Trump's guilt that could lead to prison. And there's a man here, and what is this man? And there's also law on top of him. So I think it's a means, like I said, as Trump is, the uncovering of Trump is happening, it's showing it's happening now. This is done as a means to try to like deflect it. This is, but ultimately there's apathy and it doesn't work. Essentially, something important related to Trump creates disgrace. Okay. Then we have a new beginning to the foreign power is a mistake and loyalty. It's a mistake because of the loyalties. And also I think, guys, it's also showing that look at the people he's been loyal to. So obviously, guys, it's not controversial to say it at this point, right? That Trump is not loyal to the U.S., right? It's like he's been loyal to the Russians much more than the U.S. So the last position is Mueller, up right here, receiving gifts. Another card of gifts, bouquet, and the strategy is wrong. So this was a means to try to deflect what is going on, A, and B, try to change the subject. And I think Putin is trying to get a bang for his buck before the whole thing goes down, okay? Which is to change the alliance from Europe to the Russia-China X's or whatever. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I feel like Putin is sitting on some chair and he's kind of like, it didn't work. Even himself, he knows there's something where the momentum is not there. There's something that people just didn't buy it. Okay, there's something that just didn't work. So that's what I think it ends here. So this is what I feel like, guys. I'm gonna stop. Okay.